In the recent days, we have seen massive clashes between Israel and Palestine, which has led to the deaths of almost 210 Palestinians, including 61 children, and about 10 Israelis have died. The figure speaks for the disproportionate use of force by one belligerent on another. But how did all this start? In late April 2021, Israel's Supreme Court ordered the eviction of 6 families from their homes in the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood to facilitate more Jewish settlers in the area. The neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah had previously served as a hotbed for political tensions between Palestinians and Israelis, but rarely did these tensions play a major role in the conflict until now. To know more about this, we must know about the history of this neighborhood. In 1957, Jordan signed a treaty with the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees, or UNRWA, to provide lands to the Arab refugees from the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The UNRWA is an agency that aids and provides protection to Palestinians under humanitarian circumstances. It has also been the agency appointed by the United Nations to provide a just solution to the Palestinian statehood cause, which has been pending since 1948. After Jordan gave away lands to the UNRWA, it was also their responsibility to provide the refugees with homes, a responsibility many would argue was never fulfilled. After this, Israel attacked neighboring Arab states in the 1967 Six-Day War, which resulted in Israel increasing about almost 3 times in size, destroyed enemy air forces, gained complete control of the holy city of Jerusalem, and finally became a colonial state occupying Arab lands. This meant that the neighborhood of Sheikh Jarrah, located in Jerusalem, was under Israeli occupation, and so were its residents. Over time, ardent Zionists tried and to some extent were successful in cleansing this neighborhood by removing Arabs from it, but the neighborhood was in an impoverished part of Jerusalem, making settlers want to reside in bustling cities like Ashkelon and Beersheba. All this changed after Benjamin Netanyahu's right-wing Likud party came into power and began encouraging settlers to take over Arab lands, and the international community turned a blind eye to this. In 2015, Netanyahu was charged with breach of trust, mass corruption that threatened his grip on power. This is when the Jewish left-wing parties started to collaborate with Arab-Israeli parties to form a majority in the Knesset. Netanyahu viewed this as a strong nemesis and decided to counter them by spreading rife between Arabs and Israelis. His plan was to divide Israelis and Arabs and to make the possibility of an alliance between the two groups minimal. Netanyahu indirectly used the Sheikh Jarrah dispute to accomplish this by sending police equipped with riot gear to Islam's third holiest site under the guise of silencing those who were protesting the decision to evict Sheikh Jarrah residents. This would fuel riots in Israel and the West Bank and would lead to Arab voters boycotting the elections, leading to a win for Netanyahu, which is projected for the future.